Considered by many to be the ultimate prize in 9-ball, the US Open represents the pinnacle of a player's career. It's the standout feature in the sports calendar, and for the first time, it's being staged in Las Vegas. "256 players have battled through 3 days in a double elimination format. 16 have survived. This is now the knockout stage, each match a race to 11, with the winner breaking. In the top half of the draw, our opening match featuring Shaw and Filler. That's followed by Spain's Francisco Sanchez Ruiz against Ko Ping Chung. The Philippines is represented by Jeffrey De Luna, and he faces the UK's Imran Majid. And then Canada's Alex Pagulayan plays Aloysius Yap. In the bottom half, players from the East dominate the draw. Shane Van Boening is the only American player to survive. Those in the highlighted boxes come from the winner's bracket and face a player from the losing bracket. The opening match sees the defending champion Jayson Shaw take on world number 1 Joshua Filler for a place in the quarterfinals. This highly anticipated encounter saw the defending champion make the perfect start, although it was the German who broke in the opening rack. Trouble with the 2-ball allowed Shaw to the table. He cleared to take the lead. He doubled that lead with a 6-9 combination. In the third, Shaw ran out the rack. But in the fourth, it was a very different story. The 2-9 combination was tempting, but Shaw failed to convert, leaving the door open for Filler, who finally registered a rack. Commentary from Carl Boyce and Jim Weich.
He's got a long chance at the 2 here, but a useful break from Filler. Take note of that 1 going in the side. That's what these players have been targeting. That cut break, pulling the cue ball to the cushion, but going after that 1 in the side pocket. This is a tough 2.
Yeah, this is the type of shot where you like to hit with pace. You always seem to pop the ball more often, but as you can see, the pink 4's next. Hence the pace he's played it. It's a lovely shot again, that. It really is. Controlled the speed to perfection. Both players look like they're warming up now. They're settling into this match. These are the type of racks, Jim, where you cannot afford to make mistakes. When the balls are open like this and there's no tricky shots to play, it's all about speed. You have to run out. I'm not sure what Joshua was asking him here.
Yeah, Nigel Reese just checking with the scorer as well.
They can't play without that camera.
From the com box, it kind of looks like there's an issue with the cameraman or something. I don't know. It's all good. Won't affect Joshua Filler, that's for sure.
Yeah, listen, when you're Joshua's youthful age, you just go out there and have fun. This is all about playing pool. And what better? You're in Las Vegas. The US Open Championship. You're living the dream.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic 6 months as Joshua Filler. He's the current world 9-ball champion. He's also won other European events in that spell, so he's placing high every time he enters these tournaments now, and It's no shock to see him in this one table last 16 setup. I remember playing Joshua about, must be four or 5 years ago, Jim. I think he was about 14. Luckily, I did manage to get the win, but everybody knew back then everyone was speaking, saying he's going to be a future world champion, this kid, and they were right.
Germany has produced some pool players in the past, haven't they? What do they feed them there? 9 down, 3-2.
So,
Rack number 6 here, Carl. And all of a sudden, this match has a heartbeat. Wow. Right now, Jayson Shaw's best friend is that 7 ball that came to take away the clear path to the 1. Otherwise, this rack would have been at Joshua Filler's mercy too.
yeah, it's kind of difficult to see what type of shot he's faced with here. I don't know if there's like a cross bank and try and get cue ball back down table. So there isn't, so he's played safe. And as you can see, he's got safe. So this is pretty impressive from Joshua, 3-0 down to get himself back in this match. Jason's just looking, he'll be going 2 rails here. There's always a chance you can pot this 1 ball, but key shot here is to just make a good hit and try and get distance. There's a lot of balls down the bottom end of the table, so if you can get that cue ball tracking down here, good things can happen. So he's just looking at where he wants to come off this top rail, isn't he?
Oh, shot.
Well, that was the last thing he wanted. With ball in hand, you've got to feel that this rack will be going the same way as the last 2. And this match always promised to be very tough to predict. And that's exactly how it's unfolding.
Yeah, that type of kick shot where Jayson missed, it's that type of shot where it's quite easy to misjudge on the arena table. I know I sound like I'm making excuses for the players, but there is truth in it. This is the beauty of 9-ball pool, Jim. One guy can go 3 up, 4 up, and in a matter of minutes it can be back level.
And with the format, with the winner breaking, as you've already noted, Carl, these players fully capable of putting a 3, 4, 5 pack together without breaking a sweat.
Yeah, without doubt, as a player, for me, winner breaks is the best format out there.
So the first 6 racks have been split. Nothing to choose between these 2 champions.
Welcome back to Las Vegas for the 2019 US Open. It's the opening match in the last 16, and the defending champion Jayson Shaw is up against the world number 1 Joshua Filler. This is now the 7th Filler to break.
We're in for a cracker here, aren't we?
Well, another productive break from Joshua Filler.
Yeah, looking at the table, Jim, not easy to pot this 2 and get on the 4. Possibly tempted into playing a bank into the corner here, you know, to hold position to the 4. It's a very attacking shot, but how's he get on the 4 ball?
Yeah, I wonder if he's looking to swing the cue ball all around the angles.
Yeah, I always feel like this is a very tough shot on a TV table. Much easier in the club to get the cue ball to grip. There you see, as he got the pace, it's going to come up. It's not too bad, you know, it's a good effort that. You have to say it's a very good shot indeed. To get the cue ball to grip off that first rail, you've got to hold the cue quite light. So I was saying to Tom out there before we started, both players played in Mosconi Cups and played in a lot of matchroom multi-sport pool tournaments now, and I think that you can't buy that experience, Jim. It's like, it's just what you need.
I'll tell you one thing for me though, the way that he's played that, Carl, it's an indication he's feeling pretty good.
Yeah, he's the type of guy who doesn't care who's sat in his opposite chair. You know, Jayson Shaw scares a lot of pool players, make no mistake about it, but Joshua Filler won't be scared because he's a super confident guy and he knows what he can do on a pool table.
Well, that was a miscue. He was trying to draw that back and mark that one down without a doubt. A huge let off just when it looked like he was going to hit another gear. He's relatively lucky he's gotten it safe. Just intended drawing straight back for the 8 and don't see that very often at this level.
No, yeah, this could be a crucial point here. As you said, 7 balls gone. Could have been easier. I think it does. I think he can cut this 7 in the side. Ah, he's overdone it. Jason, it wasn't an easy shot, but he'll feel like that was a chance gone missing there. Joshua could have left it easier, but it was a chance, wasn't it? A chance he probably thought he was never going to get.
Well, that's just going to help him grow in confidence, though. Dodging that bullet.
Seem to remember when I used to get the odd miscue, it kind of slows you down a bit after that, doesn't it? So, intrigued to see if it'll slow Joshua down.
You see him paying a lot more attention as he chalks his tip. For me, that's the big negative. When you miss cue, you start wondering if you don't have a hard spot on your tip, and now you're aware of it. And if he's got to play another shot in this match and he's got to dig into that cue ball, make no mistake, he'll remember the miscue. But 4-3. Filler has assumed control of this match.
Rack 8. Josh Filler to break, leading 4 racks to 3.
4 on the spin for the world champion. Yeah, you'd like to see a few more of those when he breaks.
Yeah, not kidding. These balls have come out not too bad, have they? Pink 4 will pass the 6, so everything is open. What kind of angles he got here, though?
It looks like he can force this through. Left hand spin as he looks. Back to the middle of the table. plays at such a confident pace. It's almost a shock when he misses anything.
Needs a cue ball to slow down though, so he's lost the cue ball there, hasn't he? So he's going to be drawing this ball back. So the last time he tried to draw the cue ball back, he did miss cue. So look, that's why he's looking at his tip there, making sure he's got plenty of chalk on there. There will be a seed of doubt in his mind here, won't there, Jim, on this shot?
Pulled that away from the 9. And again, drawing back here.
If there's one thing you could be a little critical of Joshua is he does tend to lose his cue ball a bit, so he leaves shots like this often where, you know, certainly the top Taiwanese, they always seem to get the right angle, don't they, Jim?
Yeah, I said in commentary the other day that this game is all about having the right angle. You know, you don't have to force anything.
So this rack, Jim, will be 5 on the spin.
Jayson Shaw opened with the first 3. And a massive reply from Joshua Filler.
Rack 9. Josh Filler to break, leading 5 racks to 3.
Well, we're into rack 9 already. Well, a chance. Jayson Shaw will be getting out of his chair.
Yeah, Joshua will be playing the push out. For any people tuning in not familiar with the rules, after the break you can play a push out. So as you can see, Joshua cannot see the yellow 1 ball, so he can push the cue ball anywhere he wants. He can even pot a ball, but Jayson will come to the table with the option of playing the shot or giving it back to Joshua. So the push out, you have to be a little bit clever with it. So if you're playing somebody like Jim White, you could probably just push the cue ball over to the side rail and you would know Jim would probably miss that 1 ball. I'm just kidding, Jim. I know he was a good cueist back in the day.
You're not making any friends here.
Reset the clock, please.
So as you can see, Jayson stands up, looks at it, doesn't fancy the shot, so Joshua usually will have a plan in the back of his mind. I think he's chipping this thin in behind these balls. Surprised Jayson didn't really take that on.
I think he might well have left an edge of that 1, a possibility to cut it into the corner pocket. Well, maybe not. That camera angle gives me a little clearer look. 2 cushion escape. Or a 1 cushion escape. Just spin that cue ball as he looks.
Yes, he's looking at that bottom rail, isn't he? So there's obviously a gap in between the pink 4. There is a chance of Jayson potting this 1 ball up into the top right pocket.
Extension called.
Uses his extension. 40-second shot clock, don't forget. So he's missed it, and where's the 1 ball going to finish? It's going to hold up, so it's not the worst leave, is it?
Well, again, pretty easy reply, though.
He could actually send the cue ball up towards the brown 7. That's another option, but he's playing thin off it, using the 9 and the 6 as a blocker. Has he got the pace correct?
You can see how quickly these guys play. Just under 10 seconds the average shot time, and just over 10 seconds for Joshua Filler.
I've never seen that little starting pool. I'm quite impressed with that one, yeah. Wonder what Ralph Souquet's average shot time is. So he did get the hook, so Jayson's jumping. Nearly potted the 2, didn't he, and the 1. They were both close. It's a good effort there from Jayson. Look at the cue ball, that nearly come round and just flicked the 2 in, didn't it? And yeah, he was asking a lot, but it was a good safety shot from Joshua, and it's created another chance.
Yeah, he may just flick this cushion first. He's got to stay down this end of the table. Doesn't have to use the cushion, but he's got to stay down here. The 3. Now that's, you mentioned about how wayward he is with the cue ball. He's a little fortunate. That could have been worse.
Yeah, I think when the object ball's in the pocket, it's always a tricky shot on a 9-ball table.
Yeah, I thought he may go cushion first and just swing it around the back of the 6 and 9, but would have had a 3-8 combination. But when you can knock balls in like this young man, you can retrieve the situation very quickly. That's just what he's done.
Yeah, and I won't tell you, a little pork pie, that TV table's helped in there. In the previous 3 days, that ball might have stayed up because the tables have had a lot of play. 256 players started this event, and we're now down to just 16. And the beauty of this tournament, all 16 players will be playing out in this arena.
Only one American carrying the stars and stripes, Shane Van Boening. He's a 5-time U.S. Open champion. Looking for an unprecedented 6th crown. Yeah, he'll take some stopping. Well, he faced a 3-rack deficit early, and now he's jumped out to a 3-rack lead. The world champion Joshua Filler in complete command here in Vegas.
Welcome back to the 2019 US Open, and here in Vegas, Joshua Filler is dominating the last 16 match with defending champion Jayson Shaw. He leads 6-3. This is now the 10th rack.
And that break, well, how unlucky is that? He made 4 balls off the break, and it doesn't look like he's left a clear path to the 1, but watch this again. This table was leaking balls.
Yeah, that's all Jayson Shaw can ask for at this moment in time on the break. That's just the game of 9-ball pool. Push out very difficult. Obviously he's not going to push out into position where Jayson can see this 1 ball in order to pot it, so he's in a tricky little position here.
Push out cold.
So he's basically pushed out into a kick here. So Jayson's going to decide whether he wants to take this kick shot on. I think Joshua's going to be drawing the cue ball into the top rail.
Either way, whichever player elects to take this shot, you've got to try and get a full contact on that 1. Yeah, Jayson
Reset the clock, please. Stop.
Brings Joshua back to the table. Players are playing with a 40-second shot clock, 80 seconds following the break.
This looks very difficult. It looks like there's such a big distance between. I'll tell you what, That's phenomenal. It really is. He had to land that cue ball on the one ball because of the distance. Look at this. He lands it on top of the one ball. That was the only way of making that shot.
Extension called.
Well, this is the big shot. This 3. He's got to try and knock this one in to capitalize in that brilliant jump shot.
And again, what a fantastic shot that is. 2 unbelievable shots in this rack. The last 2 shots Joshua's played really are superb.
World class, it's fair to say. This young man won the world title back in Qatar. And what a resume he's compiling.
This type of rack will do wonders for your confidence. Not that the reigning world 9-ball champion needs it, but it really will.
Now, how much does it hurt Jayson Shaw's confidence right now, Carl, when he's the one that sent him back to the table, went back to his chair and never got out of it?
Yeah, there's not many people who would have took that shot on, to be fair, so I won't blame Jayson for giving it back. But what a shot it really was to land the cue ball. Pot that one, phenomenal.
Thank you, rack 11. Josh Phillip to break, leading 7 racks to 3.
He's just nailed the last 7 racks in a row. Why wouldn't he be feeling pretty good? And he seems to have found the secret to the break too.
Yeah, he really has. But he's not really landing on the ball, is he, off the break that much? It's not like he's gone doing a lot of break and runs. He's had problems off the break. He's just pulling out unbelievable shots. Again, he's no real shot on the 2. 2-6 combo. Not really an option. I think he's playing the... Oh, another nice shot there.
He really has contained Jayson, though. I mean, when he's played safe, they've been better than average safeties, and seems like every time Jayson comes to the table now, he's defending.
Yeah, Jayson's playing a jump shot here. He's going to try and hit low on the 2 ball and try and get the cue ball back in a similar position and just send the 2 ball up table. So good things can happen here for Jayson as long as he hits this bottom side of the 2 like that. So this looks a good effort. A little bit unlucky to creep out, wasn't it, Jim?
Yeah, the running isn't really favoring the defending US Open champion right now. Yeah, Filler eyeing up this too.
Extension called.
I mean, when you're young and fearless, you want to fly at everything.
Yeah, it's a tricky shot. He's quite thin. I think cue ball will come round for the 3. As you can see, and he's missed a 9. Look at this, it's perfect. This is an exhibition at the moment of shot making from the young world champion from Germany. And he's really set this rack up, hasn't he? Who would have thought he would be about to win 8 racks on the spin?
And I think it's also fair to say that it's been very deserving.
Yeah, it's not come easy. Sometimes players can run racks and the balls come out fairly generous, so even though you might put 5 or 6 back together, the balls have been kind to you, but the balls haven't been kind to him. He's had to come with some big shots. Cue ball's landed a little bit short. That's been a bit critical though, isn't it, Jimmy?
Well, you've got to try and find some flaws, because he has played at a different level to this point. A master class in 9-ball right now, courtesy of Joshua Filler. And the beat goes on for this German star. A mistake, if you want to call it a mistake. A little unlucky to have left that long too.
Josh Filler to break, leading 8 racks to 3.
But it's a comfortable lead. And he has broken so well.
Yet again, Jim, good break, but it's not easy shot, is it? So it's not like he's getting real easy layouts.
Well, it's a thin cut here on the one if he wants to take it into the side pocket, or he's got the tricky one into the corner. Neither one of them are easy, but it should afford position to the 3 if he gets either.
Yeah, cue ball would be going close to the centre if he plays it long. I have to say, he's cued that lovely. Striking down on the cue ball with finesse to bring it past this middle pocket. So again, Jim, it's another wonderful shot in another rack, isn't it? They're not coming easy, but he's making them easy now, so it's another good opportunity.
Yeah, he seems to come with that one crackerjack shot to open the door, and once he gets that door open, he puts his shoulder to it.
Yeah, 9-ball pool's very much that type of game where there's always a big sort of clutch shot in the rack what will make it generally very easy at this level. So in that instance, it was the first shot, the 1-ball.
Extension called.
Wow. An extension, that's a rare occurrence for either of these players.
Just cast your mind back to when Joshua miscued as well, Jim. Didn't leave Jayson an easy shot, but them type of things can change matches.
He wrested momentum away from Jayson Shaw, and he is yet to turn it back. 9 in a row, and it's a 9-3 advantage for Joshua Filler.
Welcome back to the opening round in the knockout stage of the 2019 US Open. It's Filler against Shaw. Filler just 2 racks away from the win and a place in the quarterfinals.
And he looks like he's on a mission.
put a gain on the break shot. It's not. It's like this one big shot he's got to play, doesn't he? So the blue 2 will pass this 7, the brown 7 in this corner. And it looks like if he pots it, Jim, he's going to be on the 3 ball, because that's sitting nicely over left centre. So this is the shot in this rack. And look at that. There you go. Pulled off that big shot again, hasn't he, Jim? And look at the balls. These remaining balls are going to put him on the hill, Jim.
And I mean, you're Jayson Shaw, Carl, sat in his chair. What's going through your mind?
Well, he's not had much of a go, has he, to be fair? Joshua just seems to have pulled off big shot after big shot, so it's just been one of them kind of games, I'm afraid. He missed a thin 7 in the middle at 3-3. And that's about it.
And the way that you've seen Joshua Filler perform here, in your mind, does he become the man to beat?
Well, there's still quality players left in this tournament, goes without saying. SVB has impressed me so far. Every time he's played on the match table, he's looked in fantastic condition, but Joshua Filler is a phenomenal talent, and you would certainly not be shocked to see him in the final, Jim, would you?
Wouldn't be shocked to see him hoist the trophy the way he's playing. This is phenomenal stuff, and he just never looks like missing anything in the open. He's firing at it. He's had half chances. He's capitalized. Like I said earlier, Carl, young and fearless. Nothing to do but go out and enjoy yourself.
It's hard to see some form of comeback,
to
but
break, leading 10 racks to 3.
stranger things have happened, but he needs to get to the table first.
He'll be breaking for the last time in the match.
And he's on the 1 ball, isn't he? So
Four ball in the corner. He's got the right angle for the cue ball to head towards the 2.
wasn't an easy shot, looked easy on the TV screen, but he had to raise the butt of the cue up in order to get on the 2. So Jayson will finally get an open shot. Can he just take these balls, and he needs to get a few shots off the break, does he, and just try and claw a few back and try and make Joshua think about it a little bit.
Yeah, the one thing that I've noted about Jayson, and when we get a chance, I want to try and get a camera to show you the length of his cue. I talked about it in some of the earlier stages, but where he holds his backhand, there's 14, 16 inches from the back that extends past. It's well over 60 inches, Jayson's cue. I mean, Earl Strickland, another player that uses a real long cue, he's got an extension on it. But you just never know what kind of a trend that might create.
Well, the great Earl Strickland started the trend, and Shane Van Bonen also puts an extension on the bottom of his cue. I'm not sure if it's as long as Jayson's or shorter, but a lot of these players now, they're always putting, some people are putting a 2-inch or a 4-inch, but like you say, I think Jayson's is about 10-inch extension on the bottom of his cue.
Well, it's been a long wait, but finally Shaw secures another rack, 10-4. He had to sit through 10 racks going the way of Joshua Filler. There's the one that brought Jayson out of his chair, the miss from Filler.
Rack 15. Jayson Shaw to break,
So will
4 racks to
Jayson
10.
Shaw get an opportunity off this break.
What a difference. What a difference between the two breaking there.
Yeah, one ball comes very close to the side pocket, didn't it? Just hit the jaw. Not sure if Joshua can thin snip this one ball in. If he can, the problem is getting on the two, so at the moment he's just looking to decide what he wants to play. Possible bank shot as well. That would offer better position, so another fantastic shot, Jim.
Well, long two. And if he gets this and drops on the three, could well be the beginning of the end for Jayson Shaw's run to defend.
Oh, so he's not on the two, I don't think. Yeah, he wasn't, was he?
Oh, what a good shot that is, though. From that distance.
Yeah, beautiful shot there again. This has been a masterclass of shot making from the young German, and this is very difficult to hit.
A little surprised that he actually took the bank shot on, knowing that there was such a small window to get on the two. I just assumed he was on the two. Well, he's going to be on the two now.
Oh, shot. One hand.
As you said, Jim, wonderful cue ball control on that safety, wasn't it? Full length,
Stop
just
problem.
to hold it right behind the 7. Will that be the defending champion's last shot in this year's US Open? Not done much wrong, has it? It's just been a bit of a mission from Joshua with shot making. He got off to a wobbly start himself, didn't he? But he settled well, and you would think he's going to run these balls out for the match and book his place in the quarter-finals.
Yeah, I didn't really want that one to follow through. This way he can take that cue ball into an area to get closer. Yeah, you've got to feel that this is definitely going to be a match that Joshua Filler is going to build some confidence with.
Yeah, moving forward, Jim, for his next match. He's had a match on the table, so there's no excuses for speed of the table now and things like that. He's played a loose shot there, though, but this seems to be kind of what Joshua does, isn't it? Just keeps making shot after shot after shot.
Well, he's going to have to just jack up a little bit here. Draw this back. It looks straight. So increase the degree of difficulty a little bit on this 8.
Yeah, he's even looking at topping this. This is like an exhibition shot. I think a lot of players would just try and draw back 4 inches, that's all, but he's pounding this 8 ball in the corner. Watch the cue ball. Yeah, I just think he's still very young, is Joshua. He's got all the shots, but I think if you had to pick one thing out of his game, Jim, I just think his cue ball can be loose. I mean, he had a wonderful opportunity to win the match there, didn't he?
Well, he had a little room to be able to draw that cue ball back. Obviously thought he could follow through off the 2 cushions, and tougher shot.
don't think the bank's on.
Well, it could be. I said that Joshua Filler didn't show much emotion. You just saw as much as you're going to see from him there. A resounding win for the world champion. 11-4. He takes out the defending champ, Jayson Shaw, and he moves through to the quarterfinal stages.
World number 1 Joshua Filler becomes the first man into the quarterfinals of the Party Poker US Open.